Parker, and I'm an independent consultant with Pampered Chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and simple pizza crust. And then a little bit later I'm going to be, I'll have another video that will have the topping that I'm going to make, because it's going to be a pesto pizza. And so right now I'm using the pea protein, so this adds some great protein to our crust. And so to start this off, I'm going to use 1.5 cups of flour. So I'm just going to use our measuring cups. And I'm just loosening my flour up because it does condense down and I don't want to actually get more than what I really want. So I'm just going to lightly maneuver that around. There's my 1/2 cup and then my 1 cup. And again, I'm just kind of stirring it up a little bit. Okay, so there's my 1.5 cups of flour. And I'm just going to close that up so I don't spill it, because I am going to need that in a little bit. Okay, and to this we're going to add our pea protein. And what's great is this packet contains 10 grams of protein in it. So it gives you great protein. You can add it to smoothies, you can add it to vegetables, like you could put it in mashed potatoes if your kids really like mashed potatoes and you're trying to get some extra protein in it. I've even snuck some into shakes, so you can use it in all sorts of things. So I'm just going to get 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And this can is just about out. I have just about the right amount in it. Okay. So I'm just going to add the rest of that because I know I was just a little shy. And I was using our adjustable measuring spoon. It comes in a set of 2. So you get one that goes up to 1 teaspoon. And this one goes up to 1 tablespoon. So, and it has adjustable amounts on that. So if you're doing different things, they work great for that. And then I'm going to measure out 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to do this over my 1/2 cup measure so that if I get a little extra, I'm not going to hurt. And then I need 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So baking soda has lots of great uses for cleaning. We get a big bag of it and use it for cooking, cleaning, all sorts of things. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this is 1 cup of Greek yogurt. And so again, you get some extra protein in there. And then I'm just going to mix this up until it starts to form a dough. Oops. I'm not always the neatest cook when it comes to things. Okay. So I'm trying to mix in a little bit more of that flour. I do have a tendency with some of the things like this to end up just using my hands. I think it works better when you're mixing up doughs. You can kind of get a feel for where the dough is at too, and it helps mix that in. So now that I got it started, I'm going to use our baking mat. So I'm just going to pour that out right on there. Scrape my spoon off. And then I'm just going to take my hands and I'm just going to push it together with this. So just a moment. And this is why it's important that you kind of loosen up your flour, is because you could actually, if you don't get too much flour in this, and it would make it tougher. And so this takes just a little bit of kneading to get this all incorporated. And I'm just kneading it just a little bit. Like I said, to get all that incorporated into it, and you can see that it's almost there. Okay. So then I'm just going to take a little bit of flour and dust my board, my baker's mat. Spread that out a little bit. And I'm putting my dough on there, and then I'm going to use our baker's roller. I'm just going to coat that a little bit. And what's nice is this pastry mat, baker's mat, it has sizing on it. So I can kind of get a sizing of how much and what size my dough is. And I want to get it out to the 12-inch mark circle. And so I can just move it around as I'm rolling it to get it there. We also have a marble rolling pin that you could use with this too. What's nice about that is that it gives you some added weight. So if you don't have as much arm strength, yes, it's on the, you got the weight from the marble, but it also uses that weight when you're rolling out dough to give you extra pressure. So okay, and you just have to be patient with it, with rolling it out. Moving your dough around. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle either. And it just needs to be approximate. About right. So we are going to just take that and you can kind of fold it over just a little bit so that you can move it easier. And I'm putting this on our rock. I'm just going to put that in the center. And then I'm going to bake this for about 15 minutes. And then once that's done, I will be able to put whatever toppings I want on it. If you were going to use this for a normal pizza, you wouldn't necessarily have to pre-bake it, but I'm not going to really be baking my topping on here. So I'm just going to be melting a little bit of cheese afterwards. So I'm going to get this in the oven and we'll be all set. Thanks for joining me.